owners of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, find work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions about your life and your money. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Kim starts off this hour in Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Well, to the point of the question, is there ever an exception to start investing before you're out of debt?
Why?
So I'm an RN. I've always worked W-2 jobs. Last year I started as a 1099, formed an LLC, and I'm filing as S-Corp. And my CPA is telling me that I need to invest for retirement because I'm not contributing to Social Security and for the tax deduction. But my husband and I have about $24,000 in debt right now.
Okay. Your CPA does not need to be giving you advice on this because he's not very smart. You are paying Social Security. It's called self-employment tax. It's 15.3%.
Okay.
You don't get out of Social Security unless you are a pastor who opted out as a conscientious objector, but you don't have that option, and I don't either. So we get to pay that. When you're self-employed, you pay both sides of Social Security. That's because the government loves small business, and they want to double dip on you. And so you get to pay 15.3. So you're doing that. So your CPA is wrong. Then secondly, you guys are young. Clean up your freaking debt so you have some money to invest.
Yes. So we started listening to your show a few weeks ago, and I just got your Total Money Makeover book. So we're working on it.
Is he kind of trying to scare you into thinking that you're running out of time because you haven't started investing yet?
Well, and that's not entirely true. When I had my W-2 jobs when I worked in hospitals, I do have a 403B and a 401k.
Okay, yeah. And look, I tell folks this all the time. With my husband and I, it took us 7 years to get out of all of our debt, and we didn't invest during that time. We didn't start investing till our mid-30s. And do you know what we are? Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. Okay. You've got the time, because here's the thing. Once that debt's cleaned up, you're going to have more money than ever to invest anyway, and you're going to make up the difference.
Here's the other possibility. He may be wanting you to invest to save on your taxes, to create a pre-tax investment, which is not the best way for you to do investing right now. You need to be doing Roth, which is an after-tax investment, gives you zero tax benefit today, but it grows 100% tax-free. And so never do a pre-tax investment to save on taxes today, because 96% of what will be in your account at your age when you get to 65 will be growth. 4% will be what you put in and took a tax deduction on. And it's 100% taxable if you do it his way. And 96% of it has no taxes on it. And 4% already had the taxes paid on it if you do it my way with the Roth. So again, your CPA needs to stick to taxes and not financial advice, because he's not very good at it.
Whew, good point, Dave.
There we go. Aggravates me. So here's the thing. Let's go back for a second, because it's worth talking about. To say, many years ago, way back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth in the 1980s, the tax law changed, and to stimulate the economy, they put in unbelievable tax advantages on real estate. Then they took them away. When they took them away, a whole bunch of people went broke because they bought the real estate for tax reasons only, not for good math reasons otherwise. Mm-hmm. The only reason they did the real estate deals was for tax. They were bad real estate deals, except for the tax. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is. This is a bad investment deal that he's suggesting, except for the tax. If he's suggesting, or she's suggesting, a traditional IRA or a traditional 401k versus a Roth for some young person like this, that's mathematically bullcrap.
Yeah. We would always say to do a match first, right, Dave? Match beats Roth, beats traditional. correct?
There it is. Exactly. That's how it works. Hey, guys, if you're planning to move soon and you know it can really be expensive, we got great news for you. Our studio sponsor, Pods Moving and Storage, wants to help someone out there, one of you, move for free. Get a quote for moving at pods.com/Ramsey between February 20th and March the 3rd, and you're automatically entered to win. No purchase is necessary. You're getting a quote on your move between February 20th and March the 3rd. Now, here's what's going to happen. Someone that gets those quotes, we're going to do a drawing. One listener is going to get a free move valued at up to $5,000 and $10,000 cold hard cash. That's a value of $15,000. Pods makes moving easier with the flexibility you need, the control you want, the customer service you deserve. This is a great company. They are Ramsey trusted. This is why we brought them on as the Ramsey Studio sponsor and say their name at the top of every hour as we enter into serving you guys, because they serve you. Go to pods.com/Ramsey, enter for a chance to win a free move and $10,000 cash. That's a $15,000 value. No purchase necessary. Just get a bid on your upcoming move. That's pods.com/Ramsey. Makes all kinds of sense. This is the way to go. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Circling back to match first, Roth second, traditional third. You do do those in that order. If you're a married couple, it doesn't matter whose 401k we're doing it with. We take all the match we can get first, because a match is 100% rate of return.
Free money.
You can't mess this up. If your mutual fund makes a 10 or 11% return, that's great. When your boss puts in 100%, that's a match. That's 100% rate of return. You really can't screw that up, okay? And here's the thing. 82% of the companies that offer a 401k offer some form of match now. So always take full advantage of the match when you get to baby step 4, only when you get to baby step 4. And when you get to baby step 4, you won't have any payments, so you'll have money to put 15% of your household income into that.
That's right.
Then from there, we do the Roth, and we do the Roth because it's tax-free.
That's right. So when you go to pull the money out in retirement, you're not paying taxes on it.
Yeah, so if you save up $1 million, $2 million, it's going to be 100% zero tax when you're taking it out.
That's right.
Because what you've put in was already taxed, and the growth is 100% tax-free. And with the new Secure Act, there is no required minimum distribution on Roths when you turn to 73.
Ooh, I love that.
You have to your required minimum distributions on your retirement if you turn 73 and you have traditional. You have to begin taking it out because they want their freaking tax money. That's why they do that. This is The Ramsey Show. Look, I love real estate, and I want you to have a house, but I don't want a house to have you. That's why you need to get in touch with Churchill Mortgage to make sure you do this right. These guys are awesome. They'll help you get on a smarter mortgage plan because they're committed to doing what's right for you. That means they check in every year with free consultations to help you stay on the right plan. They show you how to save money and interest so you can build wealth faster. They walk you through the total cost of your loan so you can make the best choice. Basically, they care. That's why we call them Ramsey Trusted. You can achieve debt-free home ownership, and Churchill is here to help. Go to their site, churchillmortgage.com/Ramsey, to start your approval or get more information. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Well, it's tax time. Yuck. A lot of people got questions about taxes. Let's unpack a question from one of our listeners. What's the difference between filing single and filing head of household? Is one better than the other? Okay, if you're divorced, you're legally separated, you're widowed, or you're not married, you can file single, and you probably should. 3 qualifications to file as head of household. You pay more than half of your household expenses, you're unmarried, and you have a qualifying child or dependent. So if you're a single parent taking care of an aging family member, you might qualify to file as head of household, which, by the way, if you do, will probably help you on your taxes, probably save your money. So filing as head of household comes with benefits, lower tax rate, higher standard deductions, lower tax bill as a result. Now, the other thing that comes up sometimes is, should a married couple married filing jointly or married filing separately? There's almost 0 times that a married couple married filing separately doesn't pay more taxes. Married filing jointly, almost always, like 98%, is less taxes. So it's very, very unusual if you don't run into that. So you don't want to file separately if you're married. You do want to file head of household if you can and qualify, and you're single. So for more tax tips and software that can help you file with confidence, head on over to RamseySolutions.com/SmartTax. Ramsey Smart Tax guides you through the online filing process. Low upfront pricing, no hidden fees, no tricks, not going to try to sell you debt. RamseySolutions.com/SmartTax. So if you use those people like TurboTax, they might try to sell you a credit card.
Oh, they will.
Because they're into it. They're owned by Quicken, and they're going to sell you Rocket Mortgage and credit cards and all this other stuff, which is the whole reason they have TurboTax. It's not even to do taxes. It's just to get you in the top of their marketing funnel so they can peddle debt to you. So the dirty little trick of the business there, just to let you know how this stuff works. Ada is with us. Ada is in Indianapolis. Hi, Ada. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you.
Sure. What's up?
Glad to talk to you.
You too.
I'm recently widowed in December.
Whoa.
And,
that was quick. What happened?
A heart issue.
Oh, my
gosh.
How long were you married, honey?
49 years.
Oh, my goodness.
49?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My youngest daughter says I was a baby when we got married. I really wasn't, but we were young and in college. And I've had a great 49 years.
I'm so sorry.
It's devastating.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is. But I'm trying to, I want to make sure that I'm living a way that I can bless my children and my grandchildren when I'm gone, and that I can, we are debt-free.
That's great.
We did that that we're going to buy a farm, and we did, and we paid for it, and that helped send our girls to college. So we didn't have any debt for that. They incurred some debt because of wanting to travel to Europe and different things, but for the most part, they.
So how are you today? You're 100% debt free, and you have money as well.
We have some. We had pensions. That we have gotten, and we were on Social Security, but we really didn't have a lot of.
What's your income now?
My income's probably going to be about $49,000 a year.
How old are you?
69.
And you have zero debt, house or anything?
Nope. I just recently had to get hearing aids, and so I'm looking at doing that for 18 months, interest-free until I get my money situated around, and because some of those things don't happen right away, and you lose income and then have
you
to
need to
get
check
it back.
Medicaid, Medicare, and make sure they don't pay for them. They probably do.
No, they don't.
Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry. How can we help you best?
Well, we never really budgeted. I mean, in my head, I knew the things that we had and tried to save for that. And I think that if I were to be in a budget and looking ahead and trying to find the best, with insurance and trying to pay things so that it's not, a monthly, I'd like to be more.
You need to feel in control because everything's out of control.
Right.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay. We would love to help you. The only question I've got is, I'm an old dog, and I'm about your age. So is an old dog ready to learn some new tricks?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm gonna stretch your learning bone because you asked me to.
Okay.
Are you ready to do that?
Yes.
Okay. We want to put our arms around you and help you because as Christians, one of our mandates is to take care of widows and orphans. Okay. So, and so what we're going to do is Jade and I are going to put you through Financial Peace University. It's a 9-week class, 9 lessons. You take them in 9 weeks. You'll be in a group of people, and we're also going to set you up with one of our Ramsey coaches. And in that class, we're not only going to teach you budgeting, but we're going to teach you everything else you need to do with money to where you're going to feel competent and in control during this worst time of your life.
Yep.
Because you need something that is a solid rock right now.
That's true.
Because 49 years has fallen out from under you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been married 40 years or something happened to Sharon, honey. I couldn't breathe, okay? I'm with you. I know. I couldn't find my way to the refrigerator. She will testify to that, by the way. But anyway, so and here's the second thing. So the first thing is you need to do that. And the second thing is I do not want you making any big financial decisions while you can't breathe. It's going to take a little while for the waves to quit crashing on your emotions to where you can breathe a little bit. It's always going to hurt. You're always going to miss him. I don't mean that. But 6 months from now, you'll have less fog in your brain. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense because the first month was really foggy.
Yeah. Mine's foggy right now just listening to you, and it's not even me.
I know. Ada, are you plugged into a church home?
No.
I would love for you to call up a friend. Everybody's got that friend that's always talking about their church. I would love for you to call up that friend and say, hey, can I go with you next Sunday? I just want you to get connected to people who can speak life into you, who can help hold your arms up during this time. It sounds like you've got a great family and you've got that, but I would really love for you to get connected just with some great people who will love you well during this time.
So was it Northview or North Valley we were in last week there in Indianapolis?
North Point.
North Point we were in Indianapolis. It's a great church. We were just up there and spoke last week.
Yeah.
So you'd think
Great
I remember where I was. I was trying to look for my notes.
I think North Point is Atlanta. I'm trying to, it's North something.
Okay.
Northview.
Yeah, it's right there in Indy, and it's a great church to check into. So the whole thing is that you need community while you're working through stuff that's really, really hard. And you're doing that. And we'll put you into the Financial Peace University community and help you do that. And that's of no charge. And we're going to set you up with a Ramsey coach at no charge. If I do all of that, will you promise me you'll do it?
Yes, I will.
Okay. The other thing, and don't make any big decisions till the fog clears. And the third thing is if you need anything, you call us. We're right here, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. You're going to be okay, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Ooh, that's tough stuff. Community, Dave. That's the...
Well, Dr. John Deloney talks about this all the time. Grief demands a witness.
Yep.
And so being in the presence of other people when you're grieving, and even if they don't say anything, especially if they don't say anything, so people say stupid stuff usually in that situation, but if best thing you can do is just be silent and hug somebody, right? But grief just demands a witness. I got a good friend that was diagnosed with later stage cancer just a few weeks ago, and I ran into her out here in the lobby. I didn't do anything except just walk up to her, and she stopped by here for something. I just walked up to her and gave her a big long hug. That's all. That's all. Because
what can you say?
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a cancer.
Right.
There's nothing I can do, but I love her.
Yeah.
You know? Ouch.
Whew. Well, she's got what she needs now.
Yeah.
Go to Financial Peace, get plugged in a good local church. She's going to be all right.
Amen. This is The Ramsey Show. If you're like most people, your home is your most valuable asset. And when you want to make improvements, it can feel like everything costs too much or takes too long. But something as simple as custom window coverings from Blinds.com can completely change your space and add value to your home. We've recommended Blinds.com for over a decade, so you know you can trust them. From blinds, drapes, and shutters to motorized shades, they make it easy and affordable to upgrade your entire home, and their team is ready to help with everything from design consultation to measuring and installation. Plus, there are never any misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee, and shipping is always free. See why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Visit Blinds.com to save up to 45% off everything site-wide. Go to Blinds.com now to learn more. Thank you for joining us, America. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us. Doyle is up next in Cincinnati. Hi, Doyle. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up, sir?
I've got a long-term care policy I've had for 20 years. I got it when I was 55, and it's just gone up 40% in 1 year from $2,900 to $4,100. And I'm just wondering whether I should keep this or just not continue with it any longer.
How much money do you have?
Well, I have enough money to pay the $4,000.
No, that wasn't what I asked. I asked how much money you have.
Well, I have an income. I'm retired of about 70, well, about 85 with interest on the.
Okay. Do you have any nest egg?
Yeah, I have about $500,000 nest egg.
Okay. Are you married?
No, I'm single.
Okay. So if you burn through the $500,000 to take care of you in a nursing home, just your inheritance is harmed. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. The average nursing home stay is 2.4 years.
Okay.
And the average cost is $80,000 to $100,000 per year. Okay, so we're talking about $250,000 is your typical burn on this, and you've got $500,000.
Correct.
That's the average. Averages come from some are shorter, some are longer, right?
Right.
So that's your analysis. Do you want to self-insure through this or pay $4,100 a year? That's what you're saying, right?
Right, yeah, it's going from $2,900 to $4,100.
And it covers you for, what, 4 or 5 years?
Well, it's unlimited, $341 a day daily benefit, 2% inflation factor.
Okay.
And I've paid in about $50,000, which I could use for, probably a few months coverage if I discontinue it.
Mm-hmm. Who gets the $500,000 if you die? No, not
actually,
if you die. When you die.
Yeah, my family.
Who's your family? Kids?
No, just a brother and nephews.
Okay. Well, basically, you are $4,100 is probably not a bad trade for a 75-year-old for $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a bad trade mathematically. You agree?
Yes. I'm just.
Yeah. It's a lot, and I hate that they went way up on you, but basically what you're buying is $250,000 worth of coverage on average for $4,100 a year at 75 years old, the likelihood you use this. Now, you may stay 2 months, and it's a losing proposition. You might die in a car wreck, and it's a losing proposition. You might stay 6 years and make money on them. I don't know. But, I mean, we don't know. That's how this stuff works, right? So do you, all insurance is a bit of an educated bet. Mm. if you're smart about it. And what we're betting is 4,100 against the probability of an average of 250,000.
Yeah, for me, listening to this, it feels risky to let the coverage go and follow the stat of the 2.5 years. Because if he's in there longer and he runs out of money,
yeah,
he's up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah. Well, and I guess if you're going to leave it to your brother, you might as well use it yourself. It's how you want to look at it. It's what do you want? How concerned are you about that $500,000 surviving you?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
That's true.
And so, do you want to burn through it? I'm kind of thinking I'm going to pay for it myself and self-insure. Here's the other thing, Doyle, you may want to investigate as a part of this decision. Either one's okay with me, but that's your trade-off is $4,100 for a probability or a possibility of an average of $250,000. That's your trade-off. And, that sounds like a good trade when you say it that way.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is this, though. If you were to do, let's say, okay, I'm going to designate someone to take care of my money if I'm incapacitated, and I'm going to designate them to hire and provide me with 24-hour-a-day in-home care and hire a full-time nurse.
Now that.
And you probably can do that cheaper than a nursing home. And you might enjoy it more.
Well,
maybe.
I would think so. You're in your own home.
Depends. I mean, you're by yourself too. But
That's true.
So that's, like in my case, I'm more than able to self-insure. I'm 63. Mm-hmm. I do not have long-term care insurance. But I've got
but you can
substantial net worth. And if something happens and I'm homebound, Sharon is going to hire somebody full-time. We've already got that arranged. I'll hire somebody full-time, something happens to her, because we're just going to do it because we want to be there in that case. And so, you can buy a hospital bed, you can hire a full-time nurse, an RN. I mean, it's not that expensive. It's not as expensive. And make your own food and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the provision. You're not having to provide shelter because you've already got the shelter. And that's the issue. So that's always an option especially if you're choosing to self-insure.
Yeah, I would look into it. I moved here from South Florida, and South Florida is like the retirement capital of the world. And that's what everybody did. Everybody would hire a live-in nurse and have 24-hour care.
Really?
That is far more popular than going to a nursing home or going to a facility.
Yeah.
Is you have somebody move in with you and take 24-hour care of you.
You do need to don't cheap out. Don't go 8-hour care. 24 hours.
Well, yeah.
Make sure you're taken care of. Right. Don't cheap because you're saving money anyway. So don't cheap out.
Yeah.
And you got this great income from the pensions of $85,000 a year. So
he's got some options.
I'm going to be real tempted to self-insure. Partly because I'm kind of with you, Doyle. It pisses me off they went up that much. But it probably is based in math. I mean, it's probably based in a 75-year-old higher probability, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's how they're getting there. Chris is in Wilmington, North Carolina. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Hey, so I'm a recent graduate of college, and now I just got a full-time job that I'm working.
Good.
Great.
And I'm really looking forward to stopping to have to pay rental income or pay rent because, it's just money down the drain, never getting back. So I'm really looking for a plan or something to do to set myself up so I can hopefully get out of the situation in the near future as in 5 years, to be able to buy a home.
Do you have a job?
Yes, I do. I have a full-time job.
What are you earning?
During the week? $55K.
Okay. Is this what you want to be doing long-term, or is just kind of a transitional deal?
Yeah, so this is my career job. It's in my field I went to school for.
Cool.
And then I also have part-time 1099 income that I do on the weekends from March to November as a baseball umpire. Which is pretty steady.
And is that on top of the $55K, or is that included?
Correct. No, that's on top. So
right.
You got any debt, Chris?
Last year I brought $20K doing that.
You got any debt?
Any debt?
I have student loan debt.
How much?
Yes. About $20K.
Okay, your first goal is roll up your sleeves and get rid of that as fast as you possibly can. And then you build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. By the way, I want that done by Christmas. I want you debt-free by Christmas. You're 55, you're single, you got nothing to do with that money but party or get out of debt. So get out of debt.
Yes.
That's all you got. That's your 2 choices, okay? Get out of debt.
That's your only job.
Get rid of Sally Mae. Evict the old woman. She's ugly. You don't want her in the spare bedroom.
And if
don't do it.
If you have car debt, because you didn't say it, but if you have a car debt, pay that off too, because that counts.
100% debt-free. Then build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Then save you a good down payment. 20% is best because you avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, when you put 20% down on a conventional loan. That's your best bet. You can do all of that by the time you're 25 in your situation. Everything you're wanting to do there is very, very possible, but do it in that order, and that's the fastest way. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Brandon's in Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, Brandon, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call today.
Sure. How can we help?
So I have a question about where I should be focusing my money. So I went through majority of your steps. I am debt-free with everything besides my house. I do the 15% into my retirement to my 401k. I have a relatively new son that's 6 months old, so I started the 529 and started investing in that.
Very
Way
good.
to go.
But thank you. But my question is, so I bought a house a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. Bought it at a pretty good time. My mortgage that I have left on it is about $250,000. It's worth around $300,000 to $315,000. But I've put about $50,000 in individual stocks, and then I have an additional $103,000 roughly in just savings on the side. And my question is, should I be taking that money out of the individual stocks and trying to beat that mortgage down as much as possible? Or how should I be investing this money? What should I be focusing on a direction with this money?
You seem like you're awfully familiar with what we do.
Uh-huh.
Until that last part.
Relatively new to listening to you guys. It's probably been a few months that I've been listening to you guys, but
you know the baby steps.
Money. But yeah, like I said, I love the method you guys. You try to make it as simple as possible. But I feel like I'm at the point where I'm still relatively young, but I'm like I want to get ahead as fast as possible.
You do. Look,
I'm not going to stay in this home forever, but I'm probably going to move out of it in a couple of years. So I'm like, does it make sense to beat down my mortgage?
Here, let me help you. What you've been doing, which is the baby steps, has been working for you. So let's keep on doing that. So the way we would teach it is you're already investing in the 529. That's great. You've got all this extra money. The 50K in single stocks, 103K. Is that above and beyond your 3 to 6 months, I'm assuming?
That is
okay.
Everything on the savings portion.
So what we would do next is we're paying off the mortgage. So you've got this extra money. If it were me, I would cash out the 50K in single stocks. There's going to be some tax implication there. So you've got to be prepared for that. But I would do that because you've got $250 left on this mortgage. You could pay off $150 by the end of the month.
What's your household income?
So I make around $250,000.
And you're how old?
26.
Okay. Way to go. You're doing really good, Brandon.
So good.
Here's the thing. What we have discovered in studying millionaires, not someone's theory on Tic Tac, but real millionaires, okay? What we've discovered in studying 10,000 of them is the shortest distance between where you are and the first $1 to $5 million is 2 things. Loading your 401ks at 15% of your income going in like you're doing, and becoming 100% debt-free, using what used to be payments then to build wealth with by steadily investing. Okay? The number of millionaires that we interviewed, and we interviewed 10,000 of them, that said, I ran up a bunch of profit in single stocks and used that to pay off my house, and that caused me to be rich, was almost nothing, almost none of them. Yeah. There was a few, but there's percentage-wise, it would have been well less than 5% of them. 95% of them followed the plan of, not just our plan, but just the idea, the common sense idea of my most powerful wealth building tool is this wonderful income you have because you're obviously bright. You're 26 years old. You make $250,000. Dumb people don't do that. So we know you're bright. Okay. And so that is your secret sauce. Not the stocks, not leveraging your house.
Right.
You are the secret sauce in the equation. So if I'm you, I put $150,000 minus an emergency fund. If you set aside $20 for your emergency fund, so $130,000 on your $250,000 loan, and you have a $250,000 income with no other payments. So I think I understood that.
That's right.
And that means I'm going to knock off. You're going to be debt free when you're 28, house and everything, and then you've got $250,000 freaking dollars to invest steadily. You're going to be a millionaire when you're 35 if you do what we tell you to do.
Okay.
What's this house worth?
A side note, which is going to make you probably a little mad at me, is I am paying PMI on my.
I'm not mad at you. You're brilliant. You've done a great job. All we're doing is fine tuning your excellent plan. You pulled up here in an Indy car. All we're doing is tuning it up.
Okay. Well, I just, you know how it is. You like to look at the bank. You like to see the savings. And I'm really good about stockpiling money.
Let me tell you. I don't know how it is. What I know how it is when you pay off your house and you walk through the backyard without any shoes on, the grass feels different.
It probably does.
It does. I promise you. So, hey, here's the thing. If I'm wrong and a year and a half from now, you're 100% debt free and you hate it, you can go get you a mortgage.
That's a great way to look at it.
All right. Hey, man, pay off your house as fast as you possibly can. That's your next step.
And don't get too caught up in the stocks.
Yeah,
I'll say that too.
Yeah, single stocks are pretty much a gamble. Pretty much a gamble. I don't buy single stocks. We recommend if you're going to do single stocks just because you can't stand it for whatever reason, not to have more than 10% of your net worth in single stocks. Yeah. I buy mutual funds. That's all I do. And real estate that I pay cash for. That's all I do. I've built 100% of my wealth doing that. That's all I've done. It's very simple. And, he made a good point. The thing you have to watch against, and Brandon, he didn't get there, but he walked up on the edge of it. I heard him. He's not really there because he's very smart.
Yeah, he is.
Obviously a smart young man, okay? When I was his age, I would have been more than smart. I would have been arrogant, okay?
Yes.
That would have been the category I would have been in. So here's what I find. He said, you guys, what you teach is so simple. And there was a lot of compliment in that, but there was also but I know better because I'm smarter than simple.
Yeah. He wanted there to be more to it.
Don't be smarter than simple. If you get smarter than simple, that's when you get your toe cut off in the lawnmower. Just don't get smarter than simple. It's a bad idea because let me just tell you, some of the most profound, life-changing things you will learn in this life are very easy to understand and very hard to do. Let me give you one.
Yes.
Love your neighbor. Oh, but he's a jerk.
Yeah.
I know what to do, but doing it. Oh, my gosh.
Simple does not mean
I gotta love the
easy.
guys on TikTok and Twitter. Oh, man. I know what to do. I just can't do it. It's simple.
It is
simple, very simple,
but not easy.
Very simple. Some of the things, most profound things are simple, but not easy. Brittany's with us. Brittany's in Oklahoma City. Brittany, we're short on time. Go fast.
Okay, I am currently doing the baby steps. I started on baby step 1. I saved $1,000, and then I end up using it.
What?
Because
on what?
On moving out of my apartment to another apartment.
Why?
My lease was up on my apartment.
Did you go down in rent?
I did not. I went up in rent.
See, I can't help you if you keep doing this stuff.
I know. The place that I was living, I could not. It was like pest infested, and
Okay, Brittany.
You got to quit moving the wrong direction, kid.
Yeah, we got to lower. We're trying to lower the expenses, raise the income. You got to get on those baby steps. Hurry up and get that $1,000 resaved, and then you're going to start going through your debt snowball.
Yeah. And watch these moves. Don't be. That was impulsive as crap, and you know it. That's why I'm picking at you. Because we love you and we don't want you to do that anymore. Don't be so dadgum impulsive. Now, if you got a nasty butt thing and there's roaches running around, you got to make a move. That's one thing, okay? I get that. But but you really need to just stop and slow down. He who is impulsive exalts folly. Do not be impulsive. I've been impulsive most of my life, and every time I'm impulsive, right after that I get broke.
That's true.
Slow down. Slow down.
True.
Make slow, calm, wise decisions. Be the tortoise, not the hare. Now work your baby steps again and start fresh. But if you undo them every time you get started, I can't help you. It's not going to help you. We don't have a baby step for those that start over all the time. No, it doesn't work that way. This is The Ramsey Show.
What's up, guys? It's Jade. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Just go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter.
From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Leo in Fresno, California starts us off. Hi, Leo. How are you?
Hi, Dave and Jade. How are you?
Doing good.
How can we help?
Hey, so first and foremost, thank you so much for taking my call. Just to give you a little bit of background, I'm encountering a situation where I don't know what to do or how to detach from it. I've been a sole provider for a very long time. I was a single mom for a very long time, and I've been in the banking industry for more than 60 years, so it's basically all I know. I'm new to the Dave and Ramsey podcast, and so my question is, their values and morals no longer align with what I feel brings fulfillment to my life. So because this is all I know, I don't know how to detach or let go or how to even navigate this new season of my life. So I was hoping I could get some orientation in a sense.
So what's an example of, can you give me an example of how it doesn't line up? I think I know what you mean, but just for clarity's sake.
So Jade, you're in a sales environment where you basically encourage and incentivize people to get in debt, right?
Okay.
And I no longer find that to be a part of who I want to be anymore.
So have you started looking for other opportunities, other job opportunities that are not requiring you to do debt sales?
I have, however, I have not been very successful. I think I've had one or two interviews. Within wealth, Health Fargo is what I call it. And so I haven't had any luck.
Well, I think you just got to keep going out there. I think you got to get clear about what it is that you want to do from this point on. Because like you said, that industry was all that you knew. So you're finding now that your values don't align with that. So now it's time to start painting the picture of what your values do align with and what it is that you want to do long term, and start looking for those opportunities. And it probably is going to take you applying for more than just 1 or 2 jobs. You're probably going to have to really put yourself out there, and keep throwing your net out there.
Leo, how old are you?
I am 35.
And what do you make?
Around 80 a year. My husband makes around 140.
Okay. Can you live on 140?
Yeah, we can.
For 6 months.
Yeah, that's what he actually suggests.
Yeah. I'm not saying you had to. I'm just saying if you accept that emotionally and swallow that, it gives you a lot of peace. Because now you're just staying in the bank until you find something, and you don't feel as trapped. You're not trapped.
I feel trapped right now.
You're not trapped. Your husband's right. You could quit today and take 6 months to wander around doing something. You'll find something to do. Okay. What do you do? What do you actually do at the bank? What is your title?
I'm a business relationship officer.
Perfect. Okay. That's perfect. So that sets you up. Those are transferable skills to do business relationships in other businesses. Other businesses that want to interact in what we call B2B, business-to-business transactions, would find your skill set of having formerly worked at the bank very valuable. But you're not any more trapped than you. The only reason you're trapped is you feel like you are. Mm-hmm. You've got very transferable skills. Your husband makes enough money for y'all to live on until you make the move. So you're not trapped. But I wouldn't quit. I would just go on a very, let's pretend that if you don't get a job in 4 months, that you will get a terminal illness. Let's use that kind of motivation.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Just go, in other words, what would you do? If you said, if I don't have a new job in 4 months, I'm going to die. Well, then you would go get a new job. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't talk to 3 people. You'd talk to 300.
Right. Because how much time, up until this point, Leo, how much time have you put into your job search?
Well, just talk to 3 people.
I mean,
none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to do more.
You're playing with it, and you're rehearsing this as you drive to work, mad at yourself, feeling stuck, and you're rehearsing it over and over and over in your head. I want you to rehearse it in front of human beings and get a new job. So I'm going to send you Ken Coleman's book, From Paycheck to Purpose. I'm going to send you his assessment, which is his career assessment. Take that. It takes 27 minutes to take it. I'm going to give it all to you for free. And I'm going to give you his other #1 bestseller, Proximity Principle, which will help you land the job. If I give you all of that, will you read those 2 books and go interview to 22 people in the next 3 days? I'm kidding. In the next 30 days. In the next 30 days, okay? Will you do it immediately with some urgency?
I will.
I want some swagger, girl.
Yeah.
I want you swagger. I want to see you strut up that sidewalk, not walk up with your head down going, I'm not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You make 80 grand a year. You're not dumb. Dumb people don't make 80 grand. Well, maybe a few, but not you.
I was going to say, Dave, maybe just a few.
Oh, my gosh. But I'm serious. I mean, you have a lot. You're giving yourself a credit of a 2 out of 100, and I'm giving you a credit for 102 out of 100.
Yeah. I think she was thinking she could just kind of like tap her toe in the water and maybe something magical would happen, but you've got to, you can't
Fairy
wander.
Godmother's not coming. You're the secret sauce, kiddo. Get out there. Get after it.
Yeah.
Get after it. That's how you do it. Hang on. We're going to give you those 2 books and that career assessment and help you get started on this. We want you to be able to win. Hey, if you are a new listener and you want to dive deeper into the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com. Click on the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the next best step for your financial journey, and we'll figure out where you are in the baby steps, tell you what to do next. We're going to walk you through. Oh, by the way, it's 100% free. Did I mention it's free? Can't beat the price when it's free. So go to RamseySolutions.com, click on Get Started, take a quick little assessment. We'll land you where you land the baby steps. This is all new lingo to you. You've got all these FPU, we've got debt snowballs, we've got baby step 4s, we got all this lingo that if you're brand new, you're trying to figure out.
What are you talking about?
What are you people talking about? So yeah, click Get Started at RamseySolutions.com, and we'll walk you through that free service to help you kind of get plugged into the family here. You can jump rope with us. You just got to get in the cadence, right? We'll show you how to do it. You can do it. You can do it. Join us right here. I know it's fast, but it works, and we'll help you. This is The Ramsey Show. We've been doing business at Ramsey for more than 30 years. By now, we're a well-oiled machine, but it wasn't always that way. Yes, we've always had a vision, always had determination, and a drive to help people. But what we didn't have was one central place to access all our numbers so that we could get further ahead or quickly see when we needed to pivot. We were always jumping back and forth between different systems and spreadsheets. So when NetSuite by Oracle helped us wrangle our revenue, inventory, expenses, and more into one place, it was a game changer. And NetSuite's #1 cloud financial system can help your business gain the same visibility, because businesses thrive on timely data. And NetSuite's real-time analytics can help your business have immediate access to your numbers daily, so you always know where you stand and you can move quickly. So go to netsuite.com/Ramsey today and set up a free product tour. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm your host, Dave Ramsey. Today's question of the day comes from Michael in Nebraska.
He says this. He says, does it...
You're going to have to turn on your mic.
Thank you. He says this, does it ever make sense to pull from retirement to pay the house off? I'm curious if it would be acceptable to take out $50,000 out of our Roth TSP and pay off our mortgage. My wife and I are debt-free except our mortgage. We have $534,000 in our TSP, of which $150,000 is my Roth TSP. I'm 61 and work. My wife is 55 and doesn't work outside the home. With my military retirement, VA disability, and federal salary, we bring and make around $140K gross a year. We plan on working another 3 years or so. Our mortgage balance is about $100,000. If we stay the course, we will pay it off in 5 years. If we take the money out of our Roth TSP, we could pay it off in 2 years. I wouldn't do it. I don't understand why they wouldn't just stay the course.
Well, once you're in retirement, if your nest egg is big enough that you can make it without, what I don't understand on this is why he's not just paying it off.
Would you, well, maybe the tax implications?
No, there's no tax.
Oh, because it's all Roth.
It's all Roth. And so, I mean, you got $150,000 in the Roth, and if you want to pay off a $100,000 mortgage, well, why are we just cutting it in half? Why are we only putting $50,000 on it? Doesn't make sense either. I mean, either do it or don't. Pay or get off the ladder, okay? So if you pay it off, you've got $450,000, and during the 5 years you would have paid it off, you can build up some more retirement in a Roth.
That's
build
true.
It back.
That's true.
And you got $450,000 left, and you've got VA disability, federal salary, VA disability, and military retirement. So Would I take 100,000 out of 500,000 or 534,000 and pay it off at 61 years old? That's right on the bubble. And here's why it's right on the bubble, okay? If it was 200,000 and you only had 100,000 left, I'd say no.
Definitely no.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely not.
If it was $1 million and you had 900,000 left,
I'd say yes.
definitely yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so see how I'm right on the bubble. I'm like, it's like it leaves a good chunk, but it's not like. So if you did this, and I probably would. I'd probably just pay the whole thing off. I would not pay off 50,000 and then
you just take the whole 100,000.
I'd probably do that. But the only way you do that is you pinky swear, spit shake. You and your wife look at each other and go, "We ain't doing nothing until we put that 100,000 back."
But why wouldn't they? Okay, I'm playing devil's advocate.
That's good.
Why wouldn't they? Because I'm looking at it the opposite way. I'm like, you're making $140K a year. Why can't you live on? If you really care like that, why can't you live on nothing and get this thing paid off in
2 years?
In 2 years.
I'm with you.
So that was kind of my thought.
But see, if you do that, you could put it back in 2 years too.
That's true. So there's not a wrong answer here.
The bottom line is both of those answers involve something he's not putting on here.
Yeah, that's right.
And both of them involve intensity at way cranked up from where old Michael is right now, because he's trying to play with this 50,000 out of 100. Why are you doing 50? That's just yeah. You just kind of come on, get it. Whatever it is you're gonna do, go all in and pay the whole thing off, and then bust it and put it back, or just bust it and pay it off.
Now at 61,
but busting it wasn't in this equation.
At 61, another question: does he need to bust it at all, or can he just go? We're just going to pay off our home, keep going, keep trucking along, keep investing our 15%. Can he do that?
Yeah, he could do that.
Does he have to be intense at this point?
But your point is,
either way,
the thing we're both feeling in this that we're not. That it took a second to get to the surface is, it's all lukewarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Get really,
tepid.
really hot or really, really cold here and get it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're going to do. And so if I woke up in his shoes, which one would I do? I'm probably going to pay it off, and I'm going to turn on the heat and put 100,000 back in the bank in 2 years.
All right.
But you're going to pay it off in 2 years.
I'm going to pay it off using
and by the way,
income.
Neither one of these answers are in the dumb column.
That's right.
So
if it's has that intensity that we were talking about. Now, if he pulls out that 100,000 and he's just, meandering along.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Janice is in St. Louis. Hi, Janice. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Thank you.
Good.
I am a new listener. I found you on TBN, and I've really been enjoying your show.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So I've been renting out my mother's home since she went to heaven in early 2020. And the renter's going to be moving out this spring. And I'm trying to decide if I want to move in or if I want to sell the home. I have been told that even if I decide I want to sell it, that I should probably move in for 2 years, and because that's a way to recapture the depreciation that's been claimed on my tax returns for the last 3 years. So I wanted to know, one, is that correct?
Yes.
And two, if it is that a good idea?
That would be correct. Because what will happen is if you sell your personal residence, you can make a gain of up to $250,000 as a single person, and your personal residence means you have to live there for 2 years. Okay. And that gain would include the recaptured depreciation, because you're converting it from a rental property to a personal residence after it has not been a rental property for very long. Now, if it had been a rental property for 5 years, you would not have this option.
Oh,
so if you're going to do this, you've got to do it now. Okay?
Okay.
Now, mathematically, that is going to work, and it's not a bad idea at all if you want to do that. Here's the thing.
Okay.
What's the house worth?
I think the Zillow has it. It's something like, it's a wide range, but I think they put it at $315.
What do you think it's worth?
I think it's probably worth more than that.
Probably $400. Okay. And so what was your depreciation? How much depreciation did you take in that 1 year?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. My tax preparer knows all that. I'm sure they're doing
It wasn't that much.
Standard schedule.
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't that much. Okay. And so the taxes on this, if you sell it today, are not going to be much. Because here's what happens. Your basis in inherited property that the tax is calculated on is what it was worth at the time she passed. minus whatever depreciation you've taken. That's all you're going to pay taxes on is anything over that figure. And it's not going to be substantial. So if you hate's not the right word, but if I really don't want to live there, but I'm holding my nose just because my tax thing sounds right, don't do it.
Oh, no, it's a nice house.
Don't do it. But if it's like, it might be kind of a cool adventure and I'd probably save 10 grand or something, then that's okay. But it's not a $100,000 swing in this discussion. It's a $5,000 or a $10,000 swing in this discussion.
Okay. Well, so if I don't live there and just sell it after it's been a rental, Am I exposed to capital gains tax?
Yes. The capital gains will be calculated this way. The value at the time of your mother's death is your basis. That's as if you paid that number for it. Okay?
Okay.
Minus any depreciation you take. And so let's say it's $400,000 value at the time she passed. Then you take $30,000 worth of depreciation. Now your adjusted basis is $370,000. You follow me? Mm-hmm. You sell it later for $570 many years from now, okay?
Okay.
That's a $200,000 gain over that $370. You see how I did that?
Got it.
But your gain is not the whole $570 when you sell it. It's over whatever your original value was minus whatever depreciation you take.
Okay.
And each time your basis is lowered each year by the depreciation you take on your taxes, that's called your adjusted basis because you're adjusting the cost downward by the amount you're writing off.
Okay.
Is that logical? It sounded pretty soupy to me when I said it.
No, I think it makes sense. So I guess the question is, capital gains tax, is it more than personal?
Oh, no, it's a lot less. 15%. 15%.
15%.
Yeah,
okay.
and your personal's probably more than that.
Probably more than that, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Even if you sold it today, what little gyration you've done with this depreciation and the recapture and all that over what it was worth when she passed, it's not going to be much money. $5,000 or $10,000 max. And so you haven't had time to mess it up too much in terms of the calculation for taxes. Very interesting call. Thank you, Janice. Thanks for being a new viewer on TBN. For those of you who don't know, it's one of the places you can now watch the show every afternoon. This is The Ramsey Show.
Y'all, there's a lot you can't control when it comes to healthcare, but there is something you should check out that can help. Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is not insurance. It is budget-friendly, biblically based health cost sharing. That means a community of members helping share the burden of each other's healthcare costs. They help people just like you in all 50 states. So see if CHM could be right for your family. Learn more today at chministries.org/budget.
Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Nicholas and Samantha are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Fantastic.
Welcome. Where do y'all live?
Upstate New York, Albany, just west of Albany, called Schoharie.
Bit of a haul to Nashville. Welcome. Good to have you. How much debt have you paid off?
$235,000.
Woo! How long did that take?
46 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that 4 years, I'm sorry.
We started out around 65, and we ended up about 150 last year.
Good for you. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a physical therapist that works with children.
Very good.
And I work in maintenance at a power plant.
Excellent. So what kind of debt was your $235,000?
$14,000 was a car, and the rest was student loans.
Wow. Whoa. Yes. Sally Mae set up shop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, a physical therapy degree, right? There's a lot of it.
I was going to ask.
Yes.
That was about 180 of it was the physical therapy degree.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened 46 months ago that made you guys go, all right, that's like, what was that I've had it moment? Because everybody's got one that made you just throw your hands up and say, we got to do this.
I think when you're young and you first get married, you don't really think about the future like that. And then I started listening to the podcast shortly after we got married.
How'd you find out about the podcast in Albany?
I was honestly just looking for a podcast, and you guys come up as recommended for personal growth, business, stuff like that. So I had heard of Dave Ramsey before, but the podcast and when I started listening was really when I got started. And I will say I definitely presented it to my wife the wrong way. So for all of you husbands and spouses out there listening, she was at a conference in Rhode Island, so she was away for a couple days, and I called her and said that I was going to change everything.
Your exact words were, "I'm going to rock your world," in which tears ensued immediately.
Whoa. Not in a good way. So that was the wrong way to do it.
And then when you
that was
regained
different
consciousness,
than the night he proposed. Yeah.
What happened after you regained consciousness?
We had many, many talks, most of them starting with tears. And then as I really started to understand the debt and how it was going to impact our lives long term, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Let's do Financial Peace. And now
what really both got us on the same page was going through Financial Peace University together.
Okay.
You presented it much better than I did.
Yes, for sure.
Well, if you say I'm going to rock your world through the television and it's not your husband, you can get away with a lot.
True.
So good. So what was the hardest part along this journey? You do FPU. You start learning the principles. What was kind of what was the first thing that you guys kind of rallied around and said, all right, we need to do this?
As the free spirit, the budget, he wrote it all out. And then he's like, you need to be involved. And I was like, you just do it. So getting on the same page with all of that for sure.
Right. Forcing each other to sit down and talk about what we're going to spend.
And so he went from I'm going to rock your world to your vote counts so much you have to do this.
Yes.
That's a good move.
We both threw a lot.
Yeah, okay. It's a good move. Good move. And then you finally did sit down and say, okay, I'm going to make my vote count. I'm going to hold my nose and eat my broccoli and look at this.
Yes.
Which we needed because I'm definitely the spender, so I needed her.
And I'm the saver, so I didn't want to spend anything once I realized, hey, we need to pay this off. I don't want to spend a thing.
Oh, right. Wow. Okay.
So I'm definitely the nerd spender, and she's more of the free spirit, but the saver. So we needed her input.
Very good.
Very
good.
cool.
Good for you guys. I'm so proud of y'all. Well done. Well done. You had a good FPU class that cheered you on, I hope.
Yes. At first, I would say there was not a lot of support. It was kind of a lot of, that's good for you. I'm happy for you guys from our families. And then, this journey was almost 4 years long. So we had a lot of cheerleaders that grew into just the best cheerleaders.
Our parents were actually both scared of what we were doing. They both thought we were ending all the fun that would ever happen in our lives, but now they're both families are so proud and jumping on that train.
Well, isn't it funny how that happens? You start and everybody's got all the questions, but then when you finish, they want to know how you did it, right?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
New questions, How'd you do that? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very
Good job,
cool.
you guys. Very, very well done. Well, we're so proud of you. Excellent work. These are really good numbers. You guys did lean into it. It's obvious on the numbers. This was not an easy task for you, was it?
Absolutely not. Even in New York, we probably lived on about $30,000 a year for those 4 years. Thankfully, we had affordable rent, and we had a family that was willing to help us out.
How old are you now?
27.
And you got the rest of your lives to live free.
Yes.
How does it feel to be free?
Oh, so good.
Yes. We can go on trips, come see you guys. We're going to go to Florida in a couple months.
Good.
And then start saving a down payment for a house.
Right.
Woo,
You ever going back in debt?
Absolutely.
No.
Love it.
Hey, we got the Live and Give bundle for you. That's the #1 bestseller, The Total Money Makeover, and the #1 bestseller, The Baby Steps Millionaires books. Read them, give them away, whatever you want to do. Same thing with you've been through Financial Peace University. We're going to give you another one-year membership to gift to somebody. Might even be one of those family members that you converted and help them get on their way. That'd be great. So however you want to bless someone with it, it's for the Live, You Live, and Give bundle. So very, very good stuff. Nicholas and Samantha, Albany, New York, $235,000 paid off in 46 months, making 65 to 150. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
Three, two, one. We're debt-free!
Yeah! Way to go, you guys. That's fabulous. Andrea is with us in New York City. Hey, Andrea, what's up?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Jade.
What's going on?
Happy to be on. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, we're happy to have you here. How can we help?
Thank you. Let me get to the point. Okay, so my husband and I were currently on baby step number 3, forecasted to complete it by May. Our take home is $5,000 a month. My husband brings home 36. I bring home 14.
Okay.
I am 42 years old. My husband's 46. We have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. We currently have $15K in retirement from an old 401K that we rolled over to a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, do we immediately start baby step 4 or do we start baby step 3B once we're completed with baby step 3 for a down payment on a house? We currently rent. My parents have a 2-family house. We live on the 2nd floor, but of course our dream is to own our own home, but the Ramsey way, because we do want peace in our lives.
Yeah.
But I just see it so far from our future, and that kind of dismotivates me.
Well, I think take it one baby step at a time. You're going to finish baby step 3 in May, you said. And then from then on, start saving 3B. If you want to own a house, the only way to get there is to start. So if you get so overwhelmed that you kind of have that, we call it paralysis analysis, and you're thinking about all the numbers and you're wondering how it's going to be possible, you'll never make it. So you've just got to actually start putting aside the money. And as you're putting aside the money, start looking in the area. We have a really cool calculator online that says, how much home can I afford? And start plugging your numbers in there and finding out how much it's going to take for the homes in your area, what that down payment needs to look like, and start working towards it. And here's the thing. You guys worked to pay off the debt. You worked to build up your 3 to 6 months. Do you want to know what you can do? You can work to build up your down payment. And you've done it before, so you can do it again. And yes, it's going to take a little bit of time, but like you said, you want to work through the steps because it's worth it for you to have that peace, right?
Yeah. Andrea, how much debt have y'all paid off?
We paid $55.
Wow.
We paid it off.
So let me tell you, when you started the 55, it seemed insurmountable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To Jade's point, then you plowed through it. You did it. So if you can pay off 55, I'll bet you can save 55.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there's a little.
No, wait a minute. You drove right past that. It's the same stinking math.
It's the same math. But this is good math.
If you can pay off 55, and you don't have any payments except your house, except your rent, and if you can pay off 55, you can save 55.
And you'll do it even faster.
It's doable.
Yeah. It should go faster.
Yeah, it will go faster. Because now you're getting good at it. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Guys, how many of you are thinking about buying a house? It's really not a bad time to buy at all. Things have slowed down out there, have you noticed? And that means there's not 73 people putting in an offer every 26 minutes. And in other words, you're not like buying a house 2 years ago was like being in an auction.
Oh my gosh.
It's like being, and you don't have to go to an auction anymore. Now you just like walk up and then you kind of make an offer, and then they maybe make a counter offer, and then maybe you counter that, And by the way, if you're selling a house, it's a great time to sell a house because there's actually still a shortage of housing. There are still more buyers looking than there are houses for sale. Interest rates are up and house prices are up, but there's still more buyers looking than there are houses for sale. So if you're selling a house, don't expect 73 offers in 26 minutes. You're going to have a normal. I've been selling real estate since 1978. I have my license. Okay, that long I haven't been selling it, but I've been around buying and been in the real estate business my whole life. And I've never seen a time except that one little period of time there where you didn't put a house on the market. Put a house on the market, getting full price 100% was unheard of up until that short period of time. Getting multiple offers was unheard of except during that short period of time. And a house typically took 30 to 120 days to sell, except during that short period of time. But we went through a period of time where the world was turned upside down. The world was so crazy that used cars went up in value.
Unbelievable.
This is like, the world's upside down. Like you're living in Australia. It's upside down. It's just crazy. Wow. But all of that's kind of smoothed out now. Now, listen, if you need to borrow, your best bet's actually a 15-year fixed rate. You get on track. You pay the house off immediately. You don't have to be intimidated. You don't want the payment to be more than a fourth of your take-home pay on that. We have a free mortgage calculator on our website. Give you an idea what your payment would look like. And we're not trying to sell you a mortgage because we're not in the mortgage business. Go figure. RamseySolutions.com. Click free tools. There's a ton of tools there. One of them is the free mortgage calculator. Free tools, all kinds of calculation stuff you want to do. You want to learn about your money. You want to get control of it. You want to tell it what to do instead of wonder where it went. All that kind of stuff. RamseySolutions.com and click on free tools. It will get you there.
That's what we used.
Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personalities, my co-host today. Freddie is in New York City. Hi, Freddie. How are you?
Hey, Dave. What's going on?
Walking our way through it, brother. What's up?
All right. What's up? I have an annuity that I've owned for 10 years. Really, in my idea, a very bad investment. I don't see it going anywhere. I feel like I do better somewhere else.
You're right.
I have $58,000 in car payments. The annuity's worth $60,800. Should I just lick my wounds and pay off my cars? But then I'm debt free. I'm baby step 7 debt free.
What's the rest of your net worth?
I have $628,000 in retirement funds and about $1 million in real estate.
And you're 65. Well, how old are you?
No, I'm 57.
Oh, okay. Close enough. Yeah, all right. I knew you were right in there somewhere. All right. Yeah, I could kind of smell it on you. And by the way, it's a good smell, like a cologne. Okay, it's not. Yeah. So you're doing good. In other words, because some people call up with $58,000 worth of car debt, and I might give them a talking to about it, but I think you can afford it. So cash the annuity out and pay off your cars. You're right on track, Freddie. You got a couple $1 million net worth. You're not doing dumb stuff. Way to go. I'm proud of you.
All right. Pay it off, be done, be debt-free, and then start investing in my Roth IRAs more. Just dump it all into my Roths.
Yeah, you got it, baby.
Do you have paid for homes?
Keep it rock. Yeah, you said it's baby step 7. Everything's paid for.
There you go.
Yeah, I own all my homes. I own 3 properties. I own, I just want to get done. I just want to be done.
I love that.
And don't play math games next time you get ready to buy a car. Just buy it with money.
Okay.
Cold hard cash.
Yeah, you played math games. That's how you did that because you're trying to figure out some way to beat the system. And with a stupid car, you lose every time.
I always find that to be weird, Dave.
You always lose on a car.
You got $628,000 in real estate and retirement, millions of dollars, but you're still getting a car note. I don't understand that.
Went in there and negotiated, and I got to tell you, the car dealers. They look at you like you got one eye in the center of your head when you write them a check. They do not know what to do with that. They babble and walk around in circles.
They'll try to tell you they can't take the check.
Yeah.
When we tried to buy our first car in cash, I remember we had the check right there, and they gave us such a runaround, Dave. I mean, they made up excuses why this wasn't going to work.
Well, I got a weird one happen the other day that was the opposite. Of course, I've been dealing with this dealership for quite a while. I just bought the brand new Raptor, right? The big one. And
the big one.
The way it's 700 horsepower. It's so freaking sweet. But I wrote them a literal check And so, we usually wire money when we buy cars.
What is this?
We wire money when we have cars. And they asked me to. I said, I'll wire you the money. And they said, well, just send a check over.
Oh.
Of course, they know me. I've been doing business with them for a while, so they know the check's probably okay. But just send us a check. They'd rather have that than a wire. I had not run into that because I almost always wire money when we're buying a car these days.
Well, checks are from, like you would say, when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
I know. We had to print one off and card it up there, you know. It was fine. I didn't mind it. It was just felt different. I didn't know what, because the wire should be faster.
It should be.
But whatever.
Maybe they wanted to hold a check from Dave Ramsey in their hand.
I don't think so. I think it's something I didn't understand. But, oh, well, it's all good. Lee is with us. Lee is in Lexington, Kentucky. Hi, Lee. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Ramsey. I'm doing well.
Good. How can we help?
I have a stock that I'm considering selling to pay off my mortgage.
Good.
I'm just not sure how much to set aside for the capital gains taxes.
Do you know what you paid for it?
I'd say it was $1,000, and my husband says it was $2,500.
Okay. What's it worth today? What's it worth today?
$28,000.
$28,000. Okay. So somewhere around $26,000 is the gain. Does that make sense? The difference in what you sell it for versus what you paid for it. That much is taxable at 15%.
Okay.
So your taxes are going to be somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000.
Okay.
You see how I did that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and so if you're off by $1,000, it's not good. You're going to be okay. But you need to set aside out of this money set $5,000 aside, and then when you do your taxes, you can find out exactly what the gain was. But you need to go back to or go to either your current broker or whoever you were when you purchased it and see if they can give you the actual purchase price, because you do have to verify that to create the calculation. You want the exact number. But it's somewhere between $1,000 and $2,500. It's worth somewhere around $26,000 or $28,000, and we're going to take $2,000 off of that, so that's going to be your gain. That's how it works, and it's only 15%, so that's $1,500 per $10,000 of gain. So if you got a $30,000 gain, that'd be $4,500. So we know it's $4,500 or less. In this case, it's probably set $4,000 aside, and you'll be just fine. Yeah, that's going to be real close. I'm doing big numbers here. I'm not doing nitsy to the penny calculations, but I'm not going to be. I'm going to be within $300 or $400 of where you end up on this, assuming the numbers you gave me are correct. That is, so that's how it works. So the good news about capital gains is you don't pay taxes on it until you sell it, and when you do sell it, it's at that reduced rate.
Very good.
So good stuff, and that works with. Anything that you hold and goes up in value. Real estate, you pay no taxes on the increase in value until you sell it. It's called a realized gain, but not a recognized gain. You realize it when it went up in value. You recognize it for tax purposes when you sell it. And so you have to kind of admit that it happened, so to speak. And the same thing's true if you buy a low turnover mutual fund. Like if you're baby step 7, you're completely debt free and you're doing other investing. They don't sell the stocks inside the mutual fund very often. It grows in gains primarily, and there's very little to no taxes on it until you sell a low turnover mutual fund. So look for a turnover ratio that's like down around 5% or something like that. So that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. Good question, Lee. Well done. Get that mortgage paid off. I love your plan. This is The Ramsey Show. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Greg's in Spokane. Hi, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Excellent. Well, I've been wanting to give you a call for a while because I think, I don't know, I asked my accountant, she had one way of answering it, but I'm wondering if I should pay off my house, and it's just under $160,000.
So do you have any other debt?
I have no other debt.
And do you have an emergency fund saved up, 3 to 6 months of expenses?
I have about $450,000.
Ooh, saved up?
That's saved up. Well,
and you have a $160,000 mortgage?
Correct.
Okay.
How did you save up all this? Can you tell me more about this $450K you have saved? I'm just interested.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah, well, okay. So, I guess I can't necessarily say that I have all of that. That's because part of it is just what's coming through the business and that sort of thing. About a year and a half ago, I was able to pay off all of my other debt, which was about $100,000, and then get a 401k started for me and my employees. And so
do you have $450,000 in cash or not?
Well, I have $450,000 in the bank.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's your money.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's your money.
No caveat on that. I mean, if you own the business and some of it's in the business account, it's still your money, right?
Right.
I'm not sure we want to take it all out, but we're only talking about $160,000 out of $450,000.
Right.
Why would you not pay off your mortgage?
Well, so when I asked my accountant that just recently, she was like, well, you'd probably make more if you put it into some kind of high yield, something that's you're going to make more interest than you would by saving, because my interest rate is 2.5% on the house.
This is really bad advice. The way we would teach it is the way we would teach it is through the baby steps, and you've done them. You've done baby step 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to check and make sure you're doing the 15% into retirement. It sounds like you are, and then from there, if you have kids, you're saving for your kids' college. You're putting away in a 529 or an ESA, and so now you're to baby step 6. You've got the money, assuming that this is bottom line money. Everybody's payroll is paid. This is just your retained earnings or whatever. You've got this money here. Yeah, pay off your debt. Pay off the whatever you owe on the mortgage. And then if you have money left over above and beyond that you want to continue to invest or pay cash for real estate, then the world is your oyster.
Yeah, you take your old house payment and use it to get rich with.
Yeah. But not the other way around.
If you were to say, pay off the house, my next question was going to be, what is the best thing to do with, that mortgage payment that I've been.
Yeah, I would get in touch with your broker. If you don't have one, you jump online at Ramsey Solutions and find a SmartVestor Pro, we call them. They follow the stuff that we teach, and they're mutual fund brokers. They'll help you get up a mutual fund account. And I would set up, how much is your house payment?
$1,700.
Yeah, I just set up $2,000 a month automatic draft out of your checking account. I did that years ago when I paid off my house, and here's what's weird. I just never thought about it again. $2,000 a month. I used to pay a house payment. Now I pay myself. And, I looked up, and it was $1 million. It went, it was just like, it felt like 20 seconds, but it wasn't. It was longer than that. But how fast $2,000 a month becomes serious money will blow your mind. A decade, it's going to be, I don't know exactly what the number is, but it's going to be there so fast that's where you want to go. So 2 thoughts for you to chew on that indicate that your accountant is wrong. Okay, number 1, thought. We did the largest study of millionaires that's ever been done in North America. Airtight research. The typical way that a person achieves a net worth of $1 to $5 million the fastest is a paid-off house and steadily investing in their retirement accounts.
Okay.
It is not borrowing as much as they can on their house and investing it in the stock market. Very few millionaires, like less than 5%, claim that they leveraged their house, their personal residence, to build wealth. As a matter of fact, if we asked them if they did that, they looked at us like we were nuts. Okay? Now, here's how you also would know that that's true. Because you are using good common sense and you're thinking, you're asking us, but you kind of already know what you're going to do. If your home was paid for and you had $300,000 in your bank account, would you go take out a mortgage in order to have $450,000 in your bank account?
No.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Same exact thing, isn't it? So I would pay off your mortgage today because it's the fastest right way towards wealth. I would set up a mutual fund draft for $2,000 out of your checking account, and just for fun, just to see what that house payment becomes. How fast that one account is $1 million will blow your mind. Then, if you hate being debt-free, you can go get your mortgage later.
If it's just and she said, well, if you want that warm, fuzzy feeling. And I looked at her and I was like, yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah. Well, here's what's interesting that people don't understand, but I've been doing this for so stinking long, including experienced it myself. You apparently run your own business, right?
Correct.
Here's what's very weird. You will make decisions, not big ones, but slightly different when you're 100% debt-free than you make today with a pile of cash. In your business, and it will cause because you're going to be a slightly more bold, you're going to be slightly more confident, a little bit more swagger in your step because you're not looking over your shoulder for the freaking bank to take you down. You are in control of everything, and you will make better business decisions. Your business acumen will increase, and I've seen it happen thousands of times in EntreLeadership clients, and I've seen it happen in myself. You know, I make different decisions. I am not beholden to the culture, what someone out there thinks, because I don't have any payments, and so. You know, it's like cancel culture stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're going to cancel Dave.
What do you care?
Going to be a little difficult. I own the freaking place. You know, how you going to cancel me? I own the Ramsey Networks. You're going to, call me up and tell me not to put me on? How's that going to work? You know? So, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It changes. And therefore, I get to continue to tell the truth here on the microphone instead of being virtue signaling for somebody else's agenda.
Autonomy.
This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. She was with me in a jam-packed, sold-out Building Wealth live event with Rachel Cruz and George Camel and I in Indianapolis last week. This week, I'll be in sold-out Austin, Texas. Thank you, Austin. We appreciate that. I will be there with Ken Coleman, Dr. John Deloney, and Jade Warshaw, right?
That's right.
You'll be with us again in Austin. So
Yep.
there we go. And you can catch me at the other Building Wealth live events. The next one will be April 24th, Salt Lake City. Rachel Cruz, George Camel, Christina Ellis, and May 2nd in Anaheim, California, with me, Dr. John Deloney, Ken Coleman, and Christina Ellis. A few tickets left to Anaheim, a few more left for Salt Lake City. They both will sell out early. All of our events for the past 2 years, well, the past many years, have sold out. So check it out. And Smart Conference is back, and we're going to be kicking it off at the brand new Ramsey Event Center here on our campus, 2,500-seater. It is almost sold out. Just a couple of tickets left. It's April 14th and 15th. It'll be a full Nashville weekend. I've talked to some of my friends in the music biz.
Oh, yeah?
There are going to be some name people turn out, and we're going to celebrate the grand opening of the Ramsey Event Center with the new Smart Conference. All the Ramsey personalities will be speaking. We're going to do a Friday broadcast from the stage. We're going to do a Friday night music event. We're going to do a Saturday all day teaching you about every area of your life, from mental health to marriage to boundaries to money to anything you want to talk about. We're going to be talking about it, and it's going to be a great weekend. And we just recently announced our money and marriage giveaway, a chance for you and your spouse to realign and celebrate your marriage. That'll be here in Nashville, October 19th through the 21st with Dr. John Deloney and Rachel Cruz.
Wow.
And guess where that'll be? In the Ramsey Event Center. So check it out. Lots of stuff happening here on the campus. We want you to come hang out with us. It's also free to drop by and watch the show anytime you want to do that. And so we'd love to have you do that. Lots of free coffee and cookies and stuff from our cafe here and the Baker Street Cafe. So check it out. RamseySolutions.com/events for tickets to any of those things. Suggest you check them out and come out and visit us. Looking forward to being with you guys in Austin in just a matter of hours. So thank you. Thank you.
That's exciting.
All right, Samantha is next in Sacramento. Hi, Samantha. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, I'm so excited to talk to you guys.
You too. What's up?
So I went ahead and reached out to Xander and got a life insurance policy.
Good.
And I'm just kind of looking for guidance on how to set up my will, how to allocate that money. And I was hoping you guys could give me some guidance.
Okay. You married?
No, I'm single, a single mother of 2 boys, and my main thing is there's such a huge age gap. My oldest is 18, going to school and working right now, and then my youngest is 5.
Okay. How much life insurance did you buy?
I got $1 million policy.
Okay. What do you make?
About $90,000.
Good for you. Okay. What do you want the $100,000 a year income to go to?
So I have a family member who would take on the responsibility of my youngest, but I don't want to leave my oldest kind of like, high and dry. I'd still like to be able to give him some things, when I'm not there. And then, at the time that my youngest is older, like, where does that balance of that money go to as well?
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the most thorough way, it's a little bit more trouble to set up, but the most thorough way, the way it's going to do the best is a trust. Okay? And so, let me give you an example. When our kids were minors, our life insurance first went to Sharon, or if she died, it went to me, but the secondary beneficiary went to the Children's Trust. Okay? Now, that's evaporated because our children are not minors anymore, okay? But this is how we had it set up. In your case, it's just going to be your primary. Your main beneficiary is going to be the Children's Trust, okay? Samantha's Children's Trust. You just give it a name. And you have that set up with your will. And then here could be an example of the terms of the trust. So the money for the life insurance is left to the trust. The trustee that manages the trust has to follow the guidelines of the trust. You can name a family member, a lawyer, or a bank to be the trustee. I would recommend the family member or a lawyer.
Okay.
Banks are stupid. And so, but if you did this, then you could say, okay, the 18-year-old can have up to $250,000. I'm making this up, okay? $300,000 to go to college. But only if they're going to college. I'm not going to support his cocaine habit. You follow me? So you can dictate very specifically the trustee can only distribute the money to the 18-year-old to use for higher education. And that encourages them to go get a degree. Okay? If you wanted to do that, that would be an example. If you want to just give an 18-year-old $300,000, you can. That's got a little bit of danger attached to it. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. But you could also say by the time he's 25, you could also build it in the trust at 25. If you live until he's 25, 7 more years, the trust automatically just gives him $300,000, which would be fine at 25. I'm fine with that. But at 18, I want to give them a little bit more guidance, okay? That's just me. You can set it up however you want. You get to make this up, okay? Then let's say you took $700,000 and the trustee's guidance was to get with a SmartVestor Pro and put the money in good mutual funds, and the mutual funds were to make, say around 10 to 12% a year. Then you say, I'm going to take $70,000 a year and distribute it. The trustee is to take $70,000 a year, which the $700 should make, right, invested, distributed to the care of the guardian of your child. Just for child support, just to take care of them. And if that minor child needs a car when they're 16, they could make a distribution up to $20,000 or whatever. And if that kid has a major medical event, we could take a distribution to cover the major medical. And if that kid wants to go to college when they're 18, we can start taking distributions for that.
Okay.
But other than that, they live off the income.
Okay. And the youngest already is going to have child support from his
Yeah,
dad.
but that doesn't matter. You're distributing this to take care of your youngest. That's what you're doing. That child support's over and above that. Or that could influence the amount that you leave to each kid. I don't care. I made that up. I was kind of assuming the little kid needed more money than the old kid who's got a job and is like going to be an adult and stuff. But you do it however you want to do it, right? But once you leave it in the trust, then you can comb that trust down into the finest of detail. I want it. Mine said 4 types of growth stock mutual funds: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international, with at least 10-year track records. My trust stated that it had to be invested that way, and if the trustee didn't do that, they were liable.
Oh, okay.
I put it in great detail. And the things that I just outlined is exactly what our kids had. It's like major medical, you can pull extra, car, you can pull a little, and higher education, you can pull a little. Other than that, you live off the income. And explained all that to the family member that would have been taking care of them. They said, great, we're going to have plenty of money to raise them. And if there's an emergency, we got a backdrop. And if everything lives out perfectly, they're going to have really nice money when they get out of college.
Now, Dave, if somebody doesn't have a trust, but they have a very clear will and it's stipulated, what's the difference there? Why is it?
In this case, the will not manage money over a decade. It'll only manage the distribution of the will when someone dies, or the assets when someone dies.
Up to a decade.
So a will doesn't, it just over any, a will is a short-term thing for at death, here's what happens. A trust is over life, here's what happens. Over a longer period of time, here's what happens. A will won't distribute money to someone a decade from now.
I think that's really important to note, not just for Samantha, but for anybody listening, why the will is great to have, but won't cut it over the long haul.
Yeah, and this trust was never formed. It was built out, but it was only to be formed upon both of our deaths, in our case.
So you never needed it.
So in Samantha's case, she lives until the minor child grows up and the 18-year-old grows up. She may end up just canceling this life insurance policy because they're both self-sufficient. They don't need her at some point, financially speaking. Right. And that's probably what's going to happen. But your life insurance is for your worst case scenario. And so none of that occurred. All those wills are burned. And all those life insurance policies are gone.
Yeah.
For us. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Hey, if you are enjoying this show and we're a help to you, you can pay us back because it's free, by the way. So thank you for doing that. But you could help us, in other words. We would appreciate the help. There's a couple things you can do. One is if you are a YouTube or a podcast follower, you can subscribe. hit the follow button, the subscribe button. The more people that subscribe, the more it raises it to the top in things that they recommend, and then people find us more and more and more and more and more. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Please do that. You can leave a review, a 5-star review. If you're not going to leave a 5-star review, don't bother. Your mother said if you had anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So thank you very much. You troll somewhere else. But, leave us a nice review, leave us a follow, a subscribe. And the other thing you can do is you can share the show. Maybe you are listening on talk radio. Tell someone where you listen. You're watching us on TBN. Tell someone that you see us there. You are listening on a podcast. You can share that with a shareable link. Same thing with YouTube. You can share that with a shareable link. Share the show with someone, review the show, and subscribe and follow to the show. How you do that in talk radio, it's an old thing. It's called the memory button on your radio. And you memorize the station. Some of you don't even know how to do that anymore. But if you're a radio person, then you can just reserve the station as a memory, number 1 on your radio, and then you can know to tune in at this time when you're hearing us by pushing that number 1 button right there on your radio. So
that's a throwback, Dave.
That is a throwback. It's really. Let me tell you, when we first started in radio, that scan button, you could hit a scan and it would jump from station to station to station until you heard something you half liked. That was our best promotional tool for a while. Random people stopping with the scan button.
Wow.
Don't get that much anymore. All right, let's go to Hunter in Tucson. Hi, Hunter. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
So I'm currently 20 years old. I'm going to school for cybersecurity, no debt, cars paid off and everything. And my uncle works at a tech company, and they have an opening for an IT security job. Now, I'm not sure if I were to get hired, should I withdraw from school and work full-time there, or if I were hired, if they could work around my school, finish my degree. I'm currently a freshman.
Have you found out if they would be willing to work around your degree?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not quite sure yet. If I were to get hired and I asked and they said yes, I was wondering if I should.
Does your uncle own the company?
No, he works. He's a contractor.
Oh, he works as a contractor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. If they will pay for your school and let you do school, I would do it. But no, you're 20 years old. Go get a degree in cybersecurity. That's going to be a gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's already a gold mine. Big time need. 6 jobs for every person applying out there. And the pay is going up every second. While I was talking, your income went up, and potentially. But you're not there. You're not valuable yet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know squat yet. You know a little bit of squat, but you don't know full squat yet. So go ahead and work on, I don't know if you need a 4-year degree, but you need the certifications, and I'd love for you to have some experience. So ideal world is they pay for your education, they let you get it, and you work there and get paid too. Boy, just go do that for sure. But quit school cold with 1 year or a half a year under your belt and go be a security analyst. I'm hiring security analysts. I'm not hiring you. I don't believe you yet. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
I don't mean that insulting.
Well, he hasn't had any experience. He hasn't had any schooling yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so I'm not going to put the security of Ramsey Solutions Network in your hands, right? So, you need to earn the chops to be able to do that, and education will do that, or experience will do that, or in the tech world, a cert program, a certifications program will do that. I don't care, but I need to know that you know, because I'm, as an owner, all I know is I can't spell IT. Okay, that's all I'm sure of, but I know people try to crash it every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we got quite a little team of anti-hackers around here, security people who ward off the Russian robots every day. Oh, my God, they're real. And, yeah, it's the stuff that happened. But, yeah, so, dude, you're in an excellent field.
Very good.
Brilliant choice of career. Stay with the career and do what it takes to get the chops, whether it's a long 4-year degree, a certification program. or experience or some combination of those three things. 4-year degrees in information systems are not as valuable these days as certifications and experience, because by the time you finish the 4-year degree, all the programming has changed. It moves at the speed of light. It changes every second. Every time I buy a computer, when we get it out of the box, it's already obsolete. It's just like, oh, that one's dead.
Yeah, they just hit the red button and it no longer works.
I had an opening for the Apple. Well, it's now useless. That's what it amounts to, yeah. So as soon as you do, then there's something else that's better 30 seconds later, and AI is going to help us accelerate every bit of that, right?
Oh, my goodness.
So here we go. Game on. Karen is in San Jose. Hi, Karen. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Okay. My husband and I are thinking about taking out a reverse mortgage on our home. We've gone through the process.
Please don't.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Yes.
Very high fees, ridiculous interest rates.
Yes. It's $14,000 to get it, and 10.2 or 3 interest rate.
That's just almost like I knew what I was doing. Who figured? There you go. Right there. None of that sounds good.
And I know it's debt. We know it's debt, and we don't have any debt.
It is. And your home is paid for.
No. We just had to have it appraised for the reverse mortgage, and it came in at $2.3 million.
Is it paid for?
No, we owe $385,000.
Oh, wow.
What made you get to the point to where you were even considering this?
Because we didn't want to touch our retirement that's about $1.2 million.
Why?
Because every time we take something out, we have to pay more taxes on it. And the taxes are getting to be a drain. It's about $1,000 a month. We pay quarterly taxes.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd tap what's in the house.
How old
and
are
not
you?
have
How
to
old are
touch
you
the
guys?
retirement. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. 81 and 84.
Okay.
Don't let that scare you. We're very, very active people.
I'm not scared of you at all, Karen. Okay, here's the thing. Don't let the tail wag the dog. And when you make financial decisions based only on taxes and the rest of the deal sucks, that's the tail wagging the dog.
Uh-huh.
I hate taxes as bad as you do, but not bad enough to do something stupid. And 10% and $14,000 is in the stupid zone. You've almost got your house paid for, and you've got a lot of peace around that. You don't have to worry about where you're going to live. You have a wonderful property in San Jose, freaking California. That's a wonderful real estate market. You've made so much money on this house while you've owned it. Please just enjoy the ride.
Okay.
And pay a little taxes and enjoy the ride.
Okay, so it's okay to take a little bit every now and then for, suppose the building needed to be painted, it was $15,000. You take it out of your retirement, then you have to pay taxes on it.
If you do that and you add it all up, how old do you have to live before you run out of money? What's your $1.2 million invested in?
The portfolio?
Yeah.
Stocks.
Okay, so what's it making? Is it making 10 or 12%?
No, we lost about 20%.
No, not this year. Not this year. Overall, what's it making?
Yeah, it was making about 7 to 8%.
Okay.
So
let's pretend you had an $80,000 a year income. Can you pay your taxes and paint your house?
Yes.
Because you do have an $80,000 a year, 8% of $100,000. So, and by the way, you'd have to live to 180 to outwork this formula. So you're okay. Don't take out a reverse mortgage. They're bad, really bad. This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Matthew 20, 26 and 28. But among you it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must become your slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Arthur Ashe said, true heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to surpass all others at whatever the cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever the cost. There it is. Michelle is with us in Tucson. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. I am so excited. I cannot believe I'm talking to the Dave Ramsey.
Imagine how I feel.
Underwhelmed, but how can we help?
So we kind of got ourselves in a pickle. That's probably all your callers, right? So we did the financial piece years ago, and then I am afraid to say we kind of fell off board. We had a couple moves, a baby. And so anyway, we, please don't shame me, but we bought our house, a couple years ago and, bought a solar lease it came with the house. I tried to call, recently because we're starting up financial peace again because we need to kind of, get back in the game. And we found out, I tried to see if we could buy out the lease, and unfortunately there was no buyout option. And so I don't know what to do now as far as like going through the process again. And
do you have any documentation on this?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you attempted to read it?
Yes.
Is it gobbledygook?
And they pointed it out on the line item E that we cannot buy out our lease.
And how long is the lease?
We have another 15 years on it. We bought the house 2 or 3 years ago, so it was already 2 years into the lease, and they transferred it over to us.
So you're paying for solar panels for 15 years?
Yes. Unless we sell the house, then either we have an option to transfer over the lease to the next owners, or we can pay off the lease at that point.
You can pay off the lease now if you paid all the payments for 15 years, but I don't recommend that.
I asked them that. They said that we cannot.
Oh, absolutely you can. They can't stop you from doing that, but they don't have to give you a discount. That's what the line item means. So that's not legal. But
what's the full amount?
I want to say, I don't have the papers in front of me, but I just looked at them last week. I want to say it was about $20,000 left, around there.
Through the whole 15 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's over $1,000 a year. Okay.
Yeah,
for those of you out there considering solar panels, let this be a lesson to you. Either pay cash for them or don't buy them. Okay. I'm big on solar because the current technology on the new solar panels is excellent, especially in a place like Arizona. They actually work. They have a break-even period of about 3 to 5 years, and if you pay cash for them, it could work out. You got to really run the math and make sure in your area it will work. But in your case, you just got screwed by the crooks in the solar industry. Because this is crooked. I mean, it's not technically crooked. It's not fraud, but it's immoral.
Mm-hmm.
To stick somebody in something and with absolutely no escape methodology. So I don't know what to tell you. What's the house worth?
We bought it right before the
What's it
inflation
worth?
and the increase. I believe when we did it, it was about, I want to say
Okay. $500,000 house and a $20,000 problem. What's your household income?
About $100,000 a year.
So you can just put this stupid in the budget if you want to, just a line item. You pay it monthly or annually?
Monthly.
Yeah, just put it in the line item, stupid. Just put stupid in your every dollar and just pay it every month. That's one thing you can do, and then just not worry about it again. Just call it a day. Because here's the thing. If you give them $20,000 now, we know that 15 years from now, you're probably not in this house. So that was dumb to pay it off that way with no discount, okay? Because had you invested the same amount of money gradually over a period of time, it's a lot more than $20,000. So I would rather you just take your money and live about your life and just write this down. Other than that, if you want to spend a few $100s and go talk to an attorney and have them write the solar company a letter and say, if you don't discount this and let these people out for a reasonable rate, we're going to make some kind of problem for you. I don't know. Threaten them. Because it's just wrong. It's ethically wrong what they've trapped you into. But it also is stupid. So you can put it in the line item as stupid in the budget.
I will accept that.
I'm not shaming you. I'm not shaming you because I've done stupid a lot bigger than $1,000 a year. I promise you I've done a lot bigger stupid than that. So this is fairly minor in the scope of your life. But what's frustrating, on your behalf, I'm aggravated because you're stuck. I don't know a way to get you out.
Yeah. I'm upset too, and I will make sure.
Yeah.
Never
Why don't you call the Consumer Affairs Division at the state of Arizona and ask them if they have any suggestions?
Okay.
And they may have dealt with unscrupulous solar companies before, and that they may have a loophole that has been put in that the company wasn't willing to tell you. I don't know. I really don't know of a way, but I'm just fishing around. So, you can have an attorney try to smack them upside the head. You could talk to the Consumer Affairs Division, see if they know a loophole in your state. Maybe they passed something. Like, for instance, another ripoff that Arizona has done a good job with is timeshares. Timeshares are legalized fraud. Okay, and Arizona has got some good legislation on the books to smack the timeshare industry around like it needs to be. It needs to be smacked around because they're screwing people left and right. Usually old people is who they get most often. And so, but Arizona's done a good job with that, so maybe they did a good job with unscrupulous solar. But let me just highlight one more time. I am not anti-solar.
Right.
I'm not anti-replacing the windows in your house.
Sure.
But taking payments to replace the windows in your house in order to save that much on your electric bill because you have a more efficient window is an absolute scam. Don't do that.
And solar panels is not something that you could resell, purchase, resell, or
not old ones.
Move to another.
Not old ones, because
residence.
It's like a computer. Stinking technology has gotten better every year on it. And so old solar panels are about as much junk as anything you can think of.
Wow.
They're totally useless. I don't know how old these were. She said 2 or 3 years old. They're maybe not that old. But the current technology on solar is excellent if you get top-of-the-line stuff.
Yeah.
We've looked at it. We endorse them in several markets, but not with payments.
Yeah, stuck with it.
Not with a lease. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you got in that, Michelle. I wish I could help you. I'm aggravated partly just because I don't know what to do to help you. But there you go. Good luck with it, hon. Yeah. When you're making decisions, what's the moral of the story from Michelle's call, or when the stupid things I've done in the past, same thing. When you're making decisions, slow down. Slow, when it comes to wealth, not making mistakes and doing good, solid investments and decisions, slow is fast. The best way to get rich quick is don't get rich quick. And that's what we talk about around here all the time. And most of the mistakes I've made is when I get my little hillbilly butt in a hurry and I run off into a mess. And I've done it too. All of us have done it. But slow down. And then you don't step in a bear trap like that. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade. Look, if you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.